So today we talked about chapter 5, how Lenina and Henry are on a date. They fly over the crematorium where we learn that people are still useful after death because they collect their phosphorus to use to fertilize plants. They arrive at Westminster Abbey. Used to be a church, but now it's kind of like a dance hall where everyone takes soma and dances and listens to saxophonists. When they enter, they are greeted by the smell of sandalwood and ambergris. And if you look up ambergris, you will find out that that is secretions from the intestines of a sperm whale. So that doesn't sound very appealing to me. I think that that's just maybe a little subtle joke by Aldous Huxley, as well as an indication of Aldous Huxley's attitude towards this type of society. He's not a fan. The characters are described as being bottled after taking tons of soma, which indicates their dependency on soma and their disconnect from the rest of society. Meanwhile, Bernard is attending a solidarity service, which seems to emphasize the death of one's self in favor of group unification. It involves lots of soma and let me just say unifying. And it is a good example of dramatic irony because Bernard indicates to everyone that he sees, feels, and hears the coming of Ford, but in reality, he does not see, feel, or hear anything, which would indicate the fallacy of these people's belief systems and cause you to question whether other people might possibly feel the same way. We also talked about chapter 6, where Lenina and Bernard go on their first date, and she discovers that he is rather weird and does not fit in with conventional society and its ideals. He would prefer alone time. He would prefer passion. He would prefer getting to know her rather than engaging in community activities, and that disturbs Lenina. But she is still willing to continue dating him because she really wants to go to the Savage Reservation. I find it ironic that Bernard describes them taking soma and having sex as behaving like infants, because typically we would associate sex with adulthood, but he feels that they're not being mature about it, or they're being immature and kind of childlike, but it's also a disturbing image. And then Bernard visits with the director, and the director lets his guard down and reveals a bit of his past involving a girl that he had taken to the Savage Reservation 20 to 25 years prior. And after letting his guard down and revealing, a sentimental attachment to this girl, he has to eliminate Bernard. He even threatens to send him to Iceland. Bernard feels that he's gotten the best of the director and leaves feeling kind of cocky. And then chapter 6 ends with Lenina and Bernard heading to the Savage Reservation. And when they land in Santa Fe, New Mexico, he realizes he left his cologne tap running, so he has to call Helmholtz to turn it off. And he learns from Helmholtz that he is officially being sent to Iceland. So now that the director has gotten the best of Bernard, Bernard is going to have to retaliate in some way. So that is setting up a conflict between Bernard and the director. And then the chapter ends on a disturbing note, hovering over Malpais as they approach the Savage Reservation, and the huge electrified fence that surrounds the reservation is littered with animal corpses. And the pilot says, "Oh, these animals will never learn." And I'm sure that's a bit of verbal irony, talking about both the animals, the savages, and perhaps man himself. Oh, there's the bell. Gotta go.